Hey guys, it's Cecile. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm an incoming freshman at Brown University, and I basically made this YouTube channel to share to all of you high schoolers the stuff that I wish people had told me when I was in your position and the tips and tricks I used to get through that college application process. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe down below and hit that bell. Alright, so today's video is basically going to be me ranking all of my AP classes on a scale from like worst ever, made me cry every night, stressed me the heck out, to like great, amazing, loved it, best class ever. So I took 13 AP classes during high school, and let me list those out for you guys. Freshman year I took AP World History. Sophomore year I took AP Seminar and AP US History. Junior year, I did AP Psych, AP Stats, AP Chem, and AP Lang for English. And then senior year, all of my classes were AP classes. I took AP Gov, AP Calc BC, AP Bio, AP French, AP Lit, and AP Environmental Science. So this video is going to focus more on the content and how I felt about that and like the actual class itself rather than the AP tests. But my next video soon is going to be about studying for those AP tests and like which classes I like hated studying for the AP tests for and like which ones were easier and the resources I used and everything like that. So if you stay subscribed, you'll get notifications for that new video. But yeah, for now, we're going to talk about these classes and how I felt about them. Also, a little fun fact, I currently have my phone propped up on a tissue box, which is propped up on my laptop. And, you know, it's really good for like that direct eye contact. I'm really feeling it right now. Just a fun fact because it doesn't look like I actually have that propped up right now like this. Alrighty, so we're going to get started with freshman year, AP World History. So when I was entering my freshman year, like this was the only AP class offered, and so like my parents basically forced me to take it. And at the time, I honestly hated history because of my middle school teacher and because of the fact that we like learn the exact same things over and over again in the US public school system with middle school and that history curriculum and everything. But once I got to AP World History, I realized that I loved world history. Like honestly, US history has its pros and cons. It's usually like the same thing over and over again, but world history was so cool. And before they actually switched it to the way it is now, where you guys basically like only study from 1400 on or whatever, we studied basically from 0 on, and it was amazing. We learned about so many different cultures. I learned so much, and I think that's one of the reasons that I love National History Day and wanted to major in history in college now. So love this class, opened my eyes up to so many different perspectives and so much information I never would have known about. So this is a 9 out of 10, you know? It did have some shortcomings, as in like I did have to memorize a lot of stuff, but I like memorizing more than I do like learning and actually thinking for myself. So it was a good class. All right, and that was all for freshman year. Give it up for freshman year. 1 AP class. I don't know why I held up 2. Anyways, now on to sophomore year. So sophomore year, as I said before, I took AP Seminar and AP US History. So you know what, we're going to start about AP US History because I have a lot to say about Seminar and I don't want to get started with that right now. AP US, like I said before, like I'm a fan of world history. I like learning more about the world, particularly Europe. I wish we offered AP European, but it's okay. AP US, it was like stuff that I already knew. It was stuff that we were like really learning about in middle school, learning about in elementary, but it was also a lot of stuff that I never would have known about. This class high-key bored me a lot. I wasn't the biggest fan. The tests were high-key hard. I had to study a lot to get an A in this class. Not a great experience, but you know what? It was interesting enough that I will give it a 7 out of 10. You know, it was nothing like against my teacher. He was a passionate guy. He knows everything. Mr. Blakeman, if you're watching this, like nothing against you. I'm just like, I wasn't really into it, and it was like second period, and I kept falling asleep at the front of the classroom, so I'm really sorry about that, Mr. Blakeman, but like 7 out of 10. Now we're going to talk about AP Seminar. So if you don't know about the AP Capstone program, basically it's 2 classes. You take AP Seminar, AP Research, and it's supposed to get you like into scientific research, stuff like that, and like help you with your high school like application to college, you know. So this was my teacher's first year teaching AP Seminar, hence we all were figuring things out at the exact same time, like nobody knew what they were doing. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a research class, but it's more of a writing class than it is a research class. And literally our only grades were over like the presentations we gave. And we really had like no rubrics to go off of. Like I didn't know what I was doing half the time. I didn't feel like there was a lot of guidance. Once again, if my teacher's watching this right now, I'm sorry. But also we didn't have the best relationship, like my teacher and I. So stressed me out. This class made me cry a lot. I had major anxiety over this class because, you know, I'm like one of the students that like cries over an A-. So that's how this class went because I almost got an A- for the semester. So like, please don't make fun of me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I really want to keep my 4.0. But anyways, I did not enjoy this class at all. And maybe at like a different school or with a different teacher, I would have loved it. But like, it was not a vibe. So you know what? This gets a 3 out of 10. Like some of the topics were interesting. So it gets more than a 0, more than a 1. But like, not fun. Now on to junior year, which was a very stressful year with the PSAT actually counting, me studying for the ACT, me studying for the SAT, me trying to get my life together, me doing way too many extracurriculars, and then all of these AP classes, which actually weren't even as many compared to my senior year. But anyways, we're going to start with AP Psych. So honestly, like nothing against AP Psych. I actually really enjoyed this class. My teacher was so exciting and like super passionate about the topic. And honestly, Psych is like really interesting. Like I love learning about things that have like real life applications, and nothing against like US history seminar. I'm sure those have real life applications, but like Psych was so cool. And like I never fell asleep during this class, even though it was in the morning. And I actually cared about what we were learning about. And I definitely recommend this class. Honestly, it's really easy. Like I really got like the highest score in this class out of all of my classes junior year. And for the AP test, it was also really easy, and I'll talk about that in my other video. So yeah, this class honestly gets like a 9 out of 10. I'm not giving anything a 10 out of 10 yet because honestly, I don't think anything is perfect. Like everything has the shortcomings. And for Psych, I think the shortcomings were the fact that we had to do 20-page packets for every single unit. But it's okay because those packets were really easy and it's just copying textbook definitions. But at the same time, my arm hurt. So minus that 1 point for that. On the topic of easy classes, we're gonna move on to English Lang and Comp. And honestly, this class was really a joke, like in the easiest way possible. Like I love writing, so that's probably why. Like it came so easy to me, and my teacher was like super chill, like super fun to talk to, like didn't stress us out. Like if you weren't doing well, you could just retake anything. Like it was such a chill class. So yeah, honestly, I really don't have any complaints for this class except for the fact that we had to like annotate the Constitution or whatever, and that was not fun. I was not enjoying that at all. So we'll give it an 8 out of 10 just because like sometimes I feel like it was kind of a bit boring because you're learning the exact same things like that you learned about like throughout your entire life, like through English and stuff. I mean, like there was some like figurative language stuff that like was new, like anaphora, stuff like that, but like simile, metaphor, alliteration, that stuff, like, I'm over it. Next, we're gonna move on to AP Stats. So here's the thing, like, I'm not really a math person. I don't really like math that much, but, like, I'm okay at it. So, like, it's fine. I'll take it if I need to. I'll complain about it, but, like, I'll take it. AP Stats is, like, a whole different world of math. Like, I absolutely love statistics now because of this class, because the fact that it's, like, the real world applications are just evident everywhere. And I know that sometimes AP Stats gets boring because literally it's the same stuff over and over again. Like once you get into hypothesis testing and stuff, it's the exact same thing like over and over again. But like this class is easy. I mean, like as long as you're keeping up with the material, which like stacks upon like unit on unit, like as long as you're keeping up with everything, like it's really easy. I think it was really interesting. My teacher was like so passionate about this, and I asked questions all the time, and he was like there for me, helped me answer things when I was struggling. So honestly, no complaints about this class, except for the fact that it did get boring at times, and I was usually hungry in this class because lunch for me wasn't till like 7th period, and there are 9 periods in the day, so that meant that I was going like 5 hours without eating, and if you know me, that's not okay. So I was usually eating in this class, and that kept me awake. So yeah, you know what, we'll give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Minus 1.5 for the boringness. Okay, if you haven't realized by now, I'm in the trend of like doing easy classes to hard classes. So as you can tell, I'm about to talk about AP Chemistry next. You know, I have a lot of things to say about this class. So, honors chemistry was okay. Like, it was hard sometimes, but like, the thing is, I'm not really a chemistry kind of person. Like, I'm way more biology, that kind of stuff. Like, I was not good at chemistry, mostly because I'm really good at memorizing things, and chemistry means like actually thinking about things. And so I definitely had to change my whole like study schedule, and I cried like a lot. Like, I stayed up a lot. I had a lot of coffee this year. Like this really like fuels my caffeine addiction and everything. But to be honest, despite the fact that this class was so hard, my teacher was really supportive, and I went to him like weekly for help. And you know what, like I caught up with the things that I was confused about, and AP Chemistry was really useful to me, and it's going to be as a pre-med now that I have my notes to look over and everything. So yeah, honestly, I can't complain because I have to take 4 more semesters of chemistry. I'm gonna cry. But yeah, it's tough to put this on a scale because like, yeah, I hated my life while taking this class, but at the same time, I needed to take this class. It was really beneficial for me. So in terms of stress, we're gonna put this class at a 3 out of 10, but in terms of enjoyability, I'll put it at a 6 out of 10. So overall, you know what, this class gets a 5 out of 10. Actually, no, this class gets a 6 out of 10. It deserves a 6 out of 10 because the teacher actually cared about us. So now we are on to senior year. Such a fun year. Such a great time. I learned a lot, you know. So in terms of easy to hard, you know what? We're going to start with AP Environmental Science because this class was so easy. It was like standards-based grading, which basically means if you don't do well on a test, you can just retake it as many times as needed for you to do well. So like I didn't have to study for anything. It was honestly really interesting too. The teacher was an absolute sweetheart. Like I absolutely loved her. She was so passionate about the environment. Like she made me like want to actually like recycle my entire room. Like I wanted to get rid of everything. I wanted to become a minimalist. I wanted to like reduce my carbon footprint. And you know what? Like I kind of did while I was taking this class. So proud of myself for that. But yeah, this class was really easy, really interesting. It was literally just ecology and like stuff that I did in Science Olympiad. So like no issue with that. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The -2 is because of the fact that since this class is so easy, some people take it who really shouldn't take it, and they were super disrespectful to the teacher, and I was not having it. Like, you know those teachers that are like super sweet, and then the students are like just cracking jokes the whole time and like interrupting her while she talks, and it just made me so mad. Like honestly, like have some respect for your teachers. They put in a lot of time and effort to make presentations and make assignments that they think will like engage students and like keep people actually interested. And it was just so sad seeing how people treated her. So 8 out of 10, not because of you, Miss Bogue, but because of the students. Next class we're going to talk about is AP French, Language and Composition. So the thing is, I would have totally taken Spanish if it wasn't for the fact that our Spanish teacher at our school didn't really know Spanish. So I decided I was going to pay heritage to the fact that my name is Cecile and take French. And I had a great time taking French. I actually had the same teacher for 4 years. The only time I didn't have her was my freshman year. There was some random other teacher, but she transferred from my middle school to my high school, and she's my teacher for 4 years, and it was the best time ever. This class was so much fun. I absolutely love the French language. I've literally fallen in love with it because of this class, and I'm so excited to continue French at Brown. The only shortcoming of this class is the fact that sometimes things would get a little bit boring because we would review the same concepts for many days, but at the same time, like I totally understand why. It's like a language. You can't study it the same way you do any other class where you just like memorize it, move on, study it, move on. Like it really takes a lot of drilling. So you know what, this class gets a 9 out of 10. Like I really love French and I don't really have many other complaints, and we ate a lot of good food. Okay, so next is AP Bio. So as you guys know, like I'm planning on taking a lot of bio classes in college. Here's the thing, like bio comes really easy to me. Like it really makes sense. It's got a lot of real world applications, hence why I like it. Only issue I had with this class is our only grades were like the tests, so we had to study a lot for the tests. And my other issue was there were a lot of labs, and like I prefer like not doing labs, but also that's unavoidable. Like I'm going to have to take a bunch of labs. I'm just more of like a test-based person. Like I'm not really a hands-on lab person. Like, but anyways, this class was super interesting. I love it. I definitely recommend AP Biology, but it definitely like I think it's a challenge just because there's so much material that you have to learn. And it takes getting used to, but if you're like hoping to go into sciences at like any point in time, you should definitely take AP Bio, depending on the teacher at your school. But like we had a chill time. I liked it. So since I didn't give it a rating, 8 out of 10. So I talked about my 3 fun and easy classes already, so I guess we have to move into the other 3 now. So my next class I'll talk about is AP Gov. It's not that this class like wasn't fun or easy, except it really wasn't fun or easy, but it's more the fact that like I'm not really interested in government. Like I honestly learned a lot in this class. My teacher was super passionate. Like when I say super passionate, like he was very passionate. Like he had a spot on council and stuff. Like he was a really smart guy, but the tests were kind of hard. I did have to study a lot for this. Like I'm not very familiar with government, so this was like my first time taking a government class and not just a history class. So it was okay. It was a new experience, you know. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because I did feel really tired every time in this class. And I don't know if it's because the PowerPoints just bored the heck out of me or because of the fact that it was like later in the day. But I definitely learned a lot. Like this is definitely a class that I would choose to take pass-fail probably at Brown, like just so I wouldn't have to actually study for it and stuff like that. But it's not a class I would want to major in after taking this class and stuff like that. So yeah, 7 out of 10. On to AP Literature and Composition. So the thing about this class is I like English. Like I said, like it comes naturally to me. Like it's really chill, it's interesting. But I have the habit of not reading unless it's assigned reading, just because of the fact that I've gotten so busy like throughout school and stuff. And so this class did have a lot of assigned reading, and I had to make time for that. And you know, like there are supplemental resources like Spark Notes and Shmoop and all that stuff, but my teacher made sure that the test questions were so specific I would never find it on those websites. So I did in fact have to like usually memorize the books. So yeah, basically all those details in my head. But the thing I didn't like about this class too is, this is like a shortcoming of a lot of English classes, I feel like the interpretations are kind of forced upon you. Like, there's not a lot of room for you to be like, actually, like, I thought the author thought this and stuff. It's kind of like, this is what the poem means, this is how you have to interpret it. I mean, there's some leeway and stuff, but I just feel like with a lot of my English classes, that's how I feel, even if the teacher doesn't, like, want me to feel that way. My teacher was super sweet, like, really fun to talk to and stuff. It's just, I don't know, I didn't really care that much about literature. Like, it wasn't really as fun. It wasn't really interesting to me, especially, like, old classics, because those were the things where I had to, like, put it into that SparkNotes English conversion so I could actually read it in modern English, because I couldn't understand what they were saying from that back then English. But, like, I've, like, grown since taking that class, and now I'm starting to appreciate it a bit more. So it's tough for me to rank this, but I'll put it at a 6 out of 10 just because it was hard to get an A in this class because the tests were so difficult. So it took a lot of studying to get an A. So 6 out of 10. And now that we're reaching the end of this video, it's time for me to finally mention AP Calculus BC. So the AP Calculus teacher was the same teacher as my stats teacher. And I told you guys I absolutely love that guy. And the same thing applies here. Like, I literally went in every morning for help. Like, I'm not joking right now. Like, I ask questions all the time. And for those of you guys who are embarrassed to ask questions and stuff, like, I'm over it, honestly, because the fact is, like, the only person that's going to be there for you 24/7 is you. So if people make fun of you for, like, asking questions and wanting to know more or, like, getting help, like, that sucks. Like, go pursue your own career, go do your own thing, try to, like, help your own education. Like, it's fine. Go ask for questions. Teachers are usually there to help you. So anyways, yeah, he was always there to help me. I literally came in, like, almost every morning, like, saying, like, hi, can you check this question for me? Or, hi, I don't know how to do this. The thing is with AP Calc, once again, like, I'm not a good skill-based test taker. Like, I'm a really good memorization-based test taker. So AP Calc was a subject where I really had to adjust my study habits because all of our grade was based on tests and quizzes. So I was like, because I didn't have, like, really a lot of homework points, like maybe like 10 points out of like 500 were like homework points. That's exaggerating. We didn't have 500 points, but still, it was a very small percentage. This class, like AP Chemistry, made me cry a lot. I stressed so much about getting a good grade in this class. Like, it actually gave me so much anxiety. But I think in the end, after every test, I realized that the subject actually wasn't as hard as I made it out to be. It's just, like, initially the material seemed like literally impossible. Like, it was a new language for me. But you know what? After going through all of that, I will say I don't like math still. Calculus was an eye-opening experience, but I'm not planning on pursuing that. So I'm actually going to retake Calculus 1. Even though I, like, got the credit for 1 and 2 because of BC and everything, just because for pre-meds, they just want you to take a semester of Calc and Stats, and they don't care if you take a semester of Calc 1, because I'm just going to decline my AP credit. So, yeah, I'm retaking Calc 1, and at Brown, it's mandatory pass-fail, so I never have to get a grade for Calc ever again, and that makes me so happy. Like, that genuinely makes my heart so happy. So, yeah, those are my 13 AP classes that I took throughout my high school. If this video is helpful or if you have any questions, comment down below. Feel free to DM me if you have any specific questions about classes and, like, why you should or should not take them. Honestly, like, I don't regret the classes I took. I think they taught me a lot. Like, literally learned a lesson with every single class. Additionally, I didn't take classes I wasn't even remotely interested in, so I had some sort of interest in, like, every class I took. Either that or it was, like, required, as in, like, I had to take it, like, for my English requirement, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the list, and feel free to comment down questions for my future video when I talk about how I studied for all these tests. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video, and have a good one, guys!